That was a good dab, man. Right on. What was that?
It was my flower pot and my grippy hand trainer fell off my shelf because I pushed too many things with the Rio.
Good to see y'all here, man. Happy Friday. Happy weekend. Super Bowl weekend, baby. Go Bucks.
I'll vape a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what we're talking about? We're vaping Super Bowls. Super Bowl A. It's a Super Bowl A party.
That's right, man. The Super Bowl A party, man. Yeah, we're going to talk about that tonight. I'm excited, man. Tonight, we're going to talk about the Tafee Bowle. Stoked to really dive into that, and Troy's got it as well. Dude, this thing's great. I'm so stoked we're finally talking about this as a feature. How long have you been beating yours up? I mean, when did you first get the pre-production unit? Do you remember?
I think I got the pre-production shortly after Champs. Maybe it was like April.
Okay. I've had mine I've had a couple of them, but my first one was a little longer. This one I have here is from the same batch that you have. And it's performed real well for me ever since. And now you have a production unit you're beating up on as well, so you can attest to what's out in the field, correct?
Yeah, although don't hold me to that opinion tonight, because right now I can't tell the two apart.
Well, that's not bad if you like them both.
Either way, let's grind some nugs and kick this show off, Jerry.
Just do it.
Let's vape a bowl and talk about the bowl.
Yeah, man. I've already got a little bit vaped and ground and packed already, so I'm a little ahead you. But damn it, I keep forgetting to pour my tea.
Since this,
I keep having to reheat it. When that beeps, tell me to pour my tea.
Right? Your fucking beep scares me, man. It makes me think something's wrong in my grow tent. And then the little ceramic pot goes into the mouthpiece bowls thing here.
Mm-hmm.
I love how it has these little cutouts, these little notches. You can see them right there.
Oh, so yeah, right on.
Really easy to grip. So you can just like put your fingers there, and it only grips the sides of the pot. It's this vape has a lot of little subtle refinements that just make it work really nice. I like that about this vape. But I think what I like most about this vape, Jerry, is the way it hits. You're beeping again.
Now I'm pouring. Thank you. Yeah, bro, I tell people all the time, man, especially when they're like, I don't like the cup. I go, that's cool. There's a world-class vape on it too. So get in line for that. Because I'm telling you, man, the hits are redonk, especially when you can go as long as Troy there, man. You get into the longer hits and it just keeps up and you can kook it. Let's see what he's chiefing on there. Instant on-demand convection. There's Troy in a fog. What temp was that?
That's the fourth temp. That's the hottest temp.
Yeah, that's my boy Troy.
Shit rips. The shit rips. There's no other push button battery powered vape that can deliver a hit like that, like with just hitting it. I mean, the Tiny Mite comes really close. The Tiny Mite can deliver amazing vapor, but not that. Like that has a oomph, a satisfaction, a deeper, like not close. I mean, it's closer to the ball vapes. This is a potential heavy hitter.
It really is, man. And that taste, that was nice and good herbal taste on that, man. I like that. This is the vape without the cup. That's what you get for a vape. At the end of the day, that's the machine. You got 4 little lights right there. I'm on temperature 2, and there's the micro USB charging. 2 buttons. Bottom one chooses temp. This one's the fire button. And then the heater's right there. It's a top-down heater, so the heater's above the bowl. Anybody who buys one, you'll see that there's a little line across the screen if you look in person. That's where they're measuring the temperature, and that's why it's so damn accurate, even if your draw speeds are different. So I can take a really long, slow hit. You can take a shorter hit. You could take a stronger hit. It's going to know what's going on and adjust on the fly. And that's why it's so damn consistent. It's fucking amazing, man. I like it with the cup, man. Like at the end of the day, I kind of pissed my other vapes don't have cups on them. So what the hell, man? How come this is the only vape I got with a cup? I like having a drink with my stuff. So every time I hit this thing, I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Nice and cool from that long vapor path here. Even the short one that comes to about here is just as cool. I think it's about an inch less or so.
What's interesting about the cup is if you put water in it, it actually does add cooling to the vapor path, just not like a bong does. Just having a cold mass here will help remove heat from the vapor. Like, because if you put your fingers on this tube as you're vaping, you'll feel it getting warmer and warmer, and progressively, and towards the bottom, it actually gets kind of hot, like on my big hits. So the keeping it cool, like along it, will help keep the vapor cool. It's actually pretty cool. Hey.
Yeah, I had ice water in it earlier today, and this fucker got cold. Even sweated a little bit. I didn't get any condensation underneath. I had condensation outside, and that ran down over the buttons in this area. But these are protected against that little bit of moisture. It's not a problem. So it's two ways to hit it. You can either just push the button and hold it in during your hit and let go when you're done, or the way I usually hit it is it's got turquoise lights there, and then I just tap it and release. It's blue, and when it turns green, it's ready to hit.
I like to hold the button.
You like to hold the button? No shit.
Yeah, I don't know. There's not a lot of on-demand vapes that I find myself using on-demand style, but this one, you hit the button, turns green, inhale, boom. Like there's no unicycling. You don't have to pull real slow at first to get your bowl warmed up. There's no other vape that can do this. I mean, there are vapes that can do this, but they're unicycles. They're vapes where you have to know how to use the Molana to make it perform like this. But no other vape can do it with ease, like with just no training. Push the button, inhale, ta-da.
Crazy. I've been waiting for something like this for a long time, man. And then it comes out like this in a cup, and I like it even better. It's so funny, man.
It has this little built-in stir stick that actually kind of sticks in one of the screw holes in the bottom of the cup, which is very clever. And the stir stick doubles as a tool when your screen is popped out. If you fuck up your screen, and the screens actually stay in pretty good as long as they're new, by the way. But let's say they pop out and like they're fucked up. This little poker tool, once it's half-ass flat, is a perfect fit, and you just push it down and it resets the screen. So the little nuances of this vape have really been thought out. Here's how it fits into the bottom of the vape. I thought that was a cool feature. It's
super cool. And definitely when you're packing it, like I'll show you here right now. I'm kind of like you. I tend to use the Brilliant to grind, and then I scoop it in. But we'll show the grinder that comes with here in a minute. But because it's a convection vape, it's going to benefit from a little bit of tamp, not compacting it, but tamping it down gently so that you get rid of any air pockets and make a flat surface so you don't get any uneven cooks. And this tool is perfect to just gently go at it. Just like he said, go ahead and you can push the screen in place and you can tamp the loads. So then it looks nice and flat and ready to roll, just like that. Goes right back up in here. Any of these 4 holes will do. Troy, mine, I've got an older one, I guess. Mine's got a little, that's the tip of mine. Do you see it? I didn't get the flat tool that you got. So
oh yeah, that's the new one. Or no, that's the old one. The new one has a scoop.
Okay. Oh, a scoop. Shit. All right. So I gotta go check that out, man. I gotta swipe one of those and see what's up.
Yeah, that's how I could tell the difference before. And I don't recommend stirring the pot inside of the thing.
Yep.
The way I did it, because that's the easy way to poke the screen out the bottom, and that makes a mess.
If you do that, your stem is going to eventually look like. Can we get a view in there? Let me see if you can get a view in there. There we go.
Yeah.
See all that gunk?
Looks like somebody shit in his cereal.
So that's what happens when you stir it with it in there. Your screen pokes through, and you get a bunch of that in there. I got to clean that out. So yeah, I'm with you, man. I haven't seen anything like this. I was excited when I heard about the pedigree behind this one. He has them listed on our site, but the guy who did the medical testing for this is Dr. Arno Heisekamp. He did the testing for the Storz and Bickel Volcano and the Mighty Medic. He got those done. So he also did the testing on this, and they've submitted it, and it's been approved over in something in Europe. And so when they're ready to produce them medically, they can do it over there in that particular setup. The retail, the mass market ones are made exactly the same, except these have pass-through charging and the medical ones won't. It's got all that behind it. And it was the heater was designed by Jorge Fernandez from Minivap. And when I heard that those guys were involved, I started to drool at what this could possibly do. And when I first got to use it, I was not disappointed at all, man. And I never have. Every time I pick it up and hit it, I'm just like, what the hell? I've never had a portable. It's ready. And it's fantastic convection.
I think the battery life could be better. Like I get like 4 bowls, which is what it carries, like what the thing carries. You know, there's 4 here. I'd like to get more out of it, but it charges quickly. I don't endorse taking it apart and modifying it at this point, but I'm told that it'd be easy to do, like to add a bigger battery.
That is never something that manufacturers typically enjoy. You know, I certainly wouldn't recommend messing with it, but clearly it's been designed well, like you said, so you could. The battery, it's on par with the other on-demand convections that are out there. Basically, anecdotally speaking, Troy and I, you talked about this when we compared the Dynamite and the P80. It's very hard to compare those kind of battery life between those two vapes because everybody does it differently, and each one's a little different. And so, but you and I just kind of felt like they were similar in battery life, and I kind of feel like this is similar as well. I get about 4 bowls out of those other guys. It's less than you'd get out of a hybrid or a conduction vape on the market, but that's not what this is. So they did design the battery so that even though it's kind of on the shorter side of battery life between charges, it never lets you go all the way down to where you'll mess up the battery prematurely. So it should have a longer shelf life as a battery than compared to some of the others that don't manage it that aggressively and really think of the long, because this is a $400 vape. You know what I mean? And you don't have a $400 vape that's not going to be good in a year. So
yeah, and it seems like performance never degrades like throughout the duration of the charge. So when it's fresh, it slams. Right before it dies, it was slamming. You know, it goes from slamming to like whoop. I also want to point out that whatever charger and cable that this device comes with is a fucking special charger and a special cable. Hold on to it because it's useful. It's fixed other vapes of mine.
Oh, no shit.
I've had other vapes that like would stop charging. And I remember after talking to Bruno, and I had an issue with my vape at one point where I tricked it into doing something apparently. And he said I had to charge it with that charger. And sure enough, the cable's magic.
I know that it's a Qualcomm quick charger. That's what it is. And that much I know about this. The cable, I'm not sure either. It charges quicker, and like you said, it's what you can use to reset it if things go wrong.
So people are asking about the cup, and
yes,
it's somewhat important to the story, somewhat important to the vape, and I thought there'd be no one better to tell that story than Bruno, the man himself. So allow me to play a little clip. The full version or an edited version of the interview will go up at a later time. But here's a little highlight from Bruno.
You know, I keep telling people on the forum that they don't get the cup and it holds them away. You know, I just kind of go, look, man, forget the cup. It's a world-class vaporizer underneath it. Just get the vape. Okay. But it kind of leads into, we've got a couple questions for you tonight.
Yes.
And the first one is we really wanted you to tell it in your own words, because people come and go, what's with the fucking cup? So I want to know, I mean, we'd love to hear it.
I think the underlying reason is it stems from observation, you know, watching people. So first of all, taking a step back and listening to saying, okay, what are they missing? Or what is it that they like? And then trying to understand their co-habits. You know, taking all those things and my own personal experience. So I took a lot of those things and those experiences and all those listening, and that's how we end up with a cup. Now with the cup specifically, it's one of the oldest and most loved organic utensil we have as humans since the beginning of civilization. If you think about anytime there's two people gathered together, or even one person by themselves, that's something that's usually present. Whether you're drinking tea, you're drinking coffee, you're drinking wine, you're celebrating, there's always a cup there. There's always a drinking vessel. And I started to realize that the drinking vessel serves a specific purpose. It's just to allow liquid. And it didn't matter what type of liquid it was. We were willing to adjust the shape of the vessel. It's just very weird, different shapes. But we're willing to change all the shapes. And there's hundreds of them out there. So the shape doesn't really matter. As long as it can hold something to allow us to drink, that's what's important. So when I saw that and realized that, okay, this is what we do, and especially when you're conducting an aromatherapy session or you're vaporizing or you're smoking, it's a natural co-habit. So why would it hurt if you had one extra shape of a drinkware that was very accessible to you while you were conducting your session? What would it look like if they were talking about someone who was using cannabis or someone who was doing aromatherapy or vaporizing, and all they had in their hand was a glass, and they looked like normal people like you and me? Would that start to change the perception of people perhaps? May that progressively try to move the needle towards a little bit more acceptance perhaps? And if you take into the account that the utility is actually functional, so you can actually drink out of this drinkware like you would, those little stories on the side all sort of came together into a bunch of happy accidents, and that's why we have the cup.
Nice.
Hey, we're back. That's awesome, man.
Thanks for explaining it so well, Bruno.
Yes. Yeah, man. Nice. I love those fries. That's great. Put some food in it. Doesn't have to be a drink. Put your snack in it. Choo Choo was putting an ice cream sundae in there once. That looks so good.
It's a good idea. I should have got ice cream.
And also, it comes with this grinder here. Yeah. So like there it is with the 4 pots in it, and it comes with the pots as well. And then the grinder up here. So then you would load in here and then grind. It falls through into the 4. Basically, you grind it and then kind of tap it a little bit to kind of settle it, and then keep going, because as it fills, it'll stop as it cones up. So do that a couple times, and they'll be fuller when you open it up. Does a really good job of dropping them right into it. So it's a real nice solution for having preloaded stuff, easy to do and ready on the go. Anyhow, man, I'm stoked that we were able to talk about it. Fucking digs it. I'm glad it's available. Maybe in the next week or two, we'll have them on Planet of the Vapes as well. So it won't just be at Tafee.com. Yeah, TAFEE.com. That's the manufacturer. You can buy them straight from him now. And then in a little bit, we'll have them at Planet of the Vapes as well. And yeah, dude, world-class vape. If you got a problem with a cup, don't get hung up on it, man. This is cool, man. So you're vaping on fries. That's awesome. That might be the first time that's ever happened. What's going on here? I don't understand.
Oh, man, it's delicious.